Hey there, guys. It's Mia here, and I am so excited. I am so excited about this topic today. I wanted to speak specifically to high achieving women and share how you can take your background, your expertise, your education, and your experience and start charging $20,000 or more as a coach or a consultant. And I'm going to break that down today in three simple steps. It can work for any single person, and I know that it will work for you even. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I got started in my company about 20 plus years ago, and I just simply made a decision to go to work. I always say as myself. I wanted to figure out how to take my background as a corporate trainer and my experience there, and I wanted to know how to package what I knew how to do in my own business. I wanted to package something for myself. Fast forward, I've worked from the comfort of my home for the last 20 years. I've coached thousands of women personally. I've had the opportunity to be signed to Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows as the mom strategist. And equally, I've done a lot of strategic corporate partnerships with large brands, simply packaging what I know. And more importantly, every single thing that I've done for myself, I've been able to teach my clients, and they themselves have been able to duplicate and do exactly the same. You're in the right place today if maybe you've been thinking about taking your coaching, your consulting business to the next level, or maybe you're a trainer, or you want to create content that you can license, and you're trying to figure out how to build a structure around it, how to create a level of value around it so that you're not trading time for dollars. Because so often in the information space, you see people who are undervaluing or undercharging, or they're killing themselves to be able to sell or offer what it is that they do, and you just want to know an elevated way to be able to do that. Or maybe right now you're in transition at work. It could be that maybe you're part of this whole furlough, or it might be that as a result of some level of uncertainty in your workplace, you're like, what are my options? I'm going to share what your options are. How can I do this? Is this a pipe dream? Or maybe you've been tinkering with already coaching and consulting, but you haven't really been able to come up with a price point that could work for you. And if that's you, this is absolutely going to support you. Or maybe you've been thinking about starting your own coaching and consulting business, but you haven't launched yet. So you're in the right place right now. And I just want to put everybody at ease so that you know that you're in the right room. I'm going to be speaking really succinctly but clearly on the three shifts that you can make right now to sell what you do for $20,000 or more. Now, my story, when I got started and I left corporate, I wanted to package what I did for mothers. And specifically, now, you may think, oh, mothers. Yeah, I started as a mom coach. Now, guys, hear me and lean into this, and don't get twisted because I'm saying a mom coach. Okay. I launched a mom coaching business, and I decided to create a framework that would support women around identity. Listen, we know that so many women get lost in motherhood. They do. Okay. And as a result of my experience, my lived experience, I put together a framework, a structure, a system that I knew would help tons of women. Little did I know that as a result of writing a book that was a best-selling book and creating a framework to really help women, that I would have the opportunity to coach hundreds of women in my coaching program at that time that was $10,000 and went to $15,000 per client. This is 20 plus years ago. So remember here that I was marketing a soft skill. And so there are two types of skills you can have. You can have a soft skill, or you can have a hard skill, or some combination between the two. Soft skill, let me explain, is a life skill. It could be something that you're doing, like in my case, coaching moms. A hard skill because it's something you've trained for, something you've studied for. You likely have certifications and degrees around those things. Are we clear? Now, if we're clear, this will be an interactive live. If we're clear, I want you to write, I'm clear. Okay. So that's really important because I know that this is absolutely going to support you today. I want to make sure that 100% that I break this down because so many people are out here delivering value already. Maybe you are, and you're not being compensated properly, or you can't figure out how can you charge what you are worth right now. And if you want to be paid for what you're worth right now, I want you to write hashtag right now. So let me just jump in with the 3 things that I know are true as a result of me coaching clients and helping them, and then building an amazing mom coaching practice, and eventually showing other women who wanted to package what they knew and put it into a framework and a structure that was profitable, showing them what I did. And so today, that's what I do primarily, is help women figure this part out, how to take and leverage your background, your gifts, your talents, and your education, and put it in a structure that's high value. Here's the first thing that you must do. Are you ready? Number 1, you've got to stop selling time, and you've got to start selling transformation. So let me break this down. Stop selling time. Okay. And you're going to start selling transformation. And the thing to keep in mind is that you're not paid for the hours that you work. You're paid for the results that you help to create for the people that you work with. And this is the thing that's different. If you want to make $20,000 or more with per client, meaning in your business per client, not totally in 1 year, the thing that's different is that you're not charging by the hour. So if you're a coach and you've got a fee like, $350 an hour or $500 an hour, the reason you're not hitting your goals, or your business is, it might be, you may have a whole lot of clients, but not a lot of cash flow, is because of the way that you are structuring what you're selling. You're selling time, you're trading time. But what if instead you just shifted your mind and you said, instead, what I'm going to do is focus on selling transformation. And that means really getting clear around what are the core results that you can provide for your audience. And it's what I help my clients nail every single time. Here's the difference between selling low ticket and high ticket. You want to know? Transformation. If I sell you something that's, $100 or $97 or that kind of thing, I don't have to guarantee the results that you create. I don't. But if I'm selling something to you that's of higher value, then one of the expectations that that client has is that they want results. And it really requires you to be a better version of you. I want somebody to write better version. I want to be a better version of me. That means instead of you just saying, okay, I can just offer anything to anyone, you're really getting clear around what are the core results that I can provide for my clients. And most people are so close to their brilliance that they don't really think about or even know what results they create for their clients. Is this making sense? All right. If this is making sense in the chat, I want you to write, if this is making sense. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant, for those of you who just joined. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today are the 3 shifts that you can make right now to go from charging whatever you're charging to $20,000 or more per client. And even though it sounds like, how am I going to do this? If you're charging by the hour, $250 by the hour per client, you're likely thinking, I don't know how I could get there. It is because the reason that you're undercharging right now is because you're selling time. And that model is broken. You got to get rid of that. You need a lot less clients who, if you're selling transformation, you don't need to work with a whole lot of people. You can really dedicate your time and your attention to supporting clients with getting amazing results. People who invest in high ticket coaching, it's more than just a catchphrase or buzz phrase. I've been selling, higher end coaching for years, whether it was on the soft skill side or mom coaching or on the business coaching side, which is what I do now in terms of helping my clients in life and business be able to package what they know and stand in their value and own what's great about them and put their knowledge, their education, their experience into a structure that's monetizable. The most important thing is to understand we have to unlearn the thing that we've learned, this charging by the hour thing, because it is really the reason why your coaching isn't profitable or your consulting isn't profitable. Or if you haven't started yet, you're trying to figure out, how am I going to find the time to do this? You're thinking that because you're thinking of charging by the hour. Number 2. All right. The second thing that I want you to write down and think about, if you want to make a shift and you're a high achieving woman and you want to start charging $20,000 or more per client is you've got to move from expertise to packaging. See, you already have what people want, right? And to pay, they'll pay you already $20,000, but it's hidden inside of your experience. I promise you, I have clients all the time who have no idea that right now that there would be someone that would pay them. And as a result of us working together and us building out their coaching system, they immediately began to change the way they offer, change the way they value their skills. When you learn to package your expertise into a clear offer, that solves that high value problem. The issue you're having right now is you don't know the high level of value you're providing a client. A lot of times we focus so much on the features, right, and the benefits of what it is that we want to offer. And you do all of it because you think, if I tell them more, if I offer people more, then they'll say yes to me. No, folks want to understand why you. The people that want to work with you want to know why you. So let me break this down in a really simple example. I'll go back. When I got started in my business, I have a background as a corporate trainer, and I understand instructional design exceptionally well. So that was my expertise, right? That was my hard skill. My soft skill was, as a woman that was a mother, I had these really great systems for myself so that I would not get lost in motherhood. I merged the two, okay, into a business idea. And I decided that I would help women around identity understand that whatever you do for you, you ultimately are doing for your family. Your kids are the benefactors of your growth, right? So we all agree on that. I put together a framework, a system based on my soft skills, my results. I decided to coach and work with women who were really struggling in this area, and the impact to them was great. I mean, their self-esteem was becoming more compromised. Even though many of these women were educated and many of these women had incredible jobs, some of them made a decision to be stay-at-home moms, and they no longer felt as significant in their life. So if a mom isn't significant and she's taking care of the kids are impacted by that, right? So I want you to hear the problems that I was solving for these women. Equally, I had a lot of women who they were married women, and as a result of those feelings, it was impacting their marriage. So the thing is, your expertise solves a huge problem for your audience. And one of the things that I had to get clear on was what results I was creating for those individuals. And as a result of that, becoming crystal clear around the woman that could appreciate and value those results. And I packaged those together. And I was helping these women change their life. I was helping these women really be able to contribute and add value to their families in ways that they had not been before. I was helping these women really figure out for themselves what was next. Their next. Maybe it wasn't going back to that job. Maybe it was starting their own business. I was helping them get a clear vision. Example, because I think that when I share that example, you can see how it was right in front of me, and I didn't dismiss the results of the transformation. And I don't want you to do that either. You know, as a result of those women watching me build an incredible brand, many of them said, Mia, I want to do it. I want to do the same thing. I want to build my own business. Can you show me how? So there is a lot of value in moving from your expertise to packaging it. Are we clear? If we're clear, I want you to write in the comment section, we're clear, okay? And if you haven't been doing this, it is the reason why you think it's harder than it is, or you're undercharging for what it is that you do. There are people right now that are waiting on you, your methods, your systems, and they are waiting for you to say, this is what I'm offering, all right? They're going to want to work with you. If someone would have told me, I've been in business over 20 years. If they would have told me over 20 years ago, Mia, you're going to personally coach thousands of women, I would have said, like, how is that possible? Like, I couldn't even imagine it. But I just led with my heart. I knew for a fact that what I knew how to do had tremendous value in my own life, because I was a mom that could show up for my kids, better because I showed up for myself. And I knew that that would benefit so many incredible women. You got a calling on your life. Don't minimize it, right? And understand that validation is for parking lots, right? Like, I remember going to a small business resource center in my town, talking about me wanting to start a mom coaching business at the time when the word mom and coaching didn't go together. And the director of that small business resource center said, that doesn't make any sense. You do better being a trainer because that's your background. Can you imagine? Thank goodness I didn't listen to him. The thousands of women that I've personally worked with, that I've had the opportunity to support those women in being able to build their own businesses, build their own brand, to package what they know, to sell what they do for $20,000 or more. Those women were waiting on me to show up. And your demographics waiting on you to show up. And it doesn't happen if you're waiting, if you're whining. It doesn't happen if you don't take action, right? You say yes and you figure it out, because along the way, I figured all of these things out, but I didn't figure them out first. I figured them out while I was doing it. Is this making sense? Are you getting value? If you're getting value, I want you to write in the comment section, Mia, I'm getting value. This is making sense. My goal here is to touch, if it's one person here, hopefully it's more, but if it's one person here that I touch, and as a result of that, you understand, look, what you know has a lot of value when it's packaged the right way. Number 3, the third thing that you need to know and shift you need to make if you want to start charging $20,000 or more is you've got to step into your authority and not just skill. Are we clear? You have to step into the thing that you know how to do. You've already spent years leading, managing, training others. Facts, okay? People, you are the go-to person for the folks in your world. People come to you and ask you for your advice all the time. Now, okay, not tomorrow, it's time for you to own that authority for yourself. All right. And so people who charge $20,000 or more, they aren't looking outside of themselves for the answer. They realize that they are already the solution and their life has been evidence of it, right? Trickles of that, the echo of it, right? You can't charge $20,000 while downplaying the impact of your knowledge. All right. And that is fact. And I always go back to that mom coaching piece of how I started, because there were people who would say to me, and what makes you the mom strategist? And what makes you? And what you have to understand is that you never let a person that isn't qualified qualify you. Okay. A person for me, here's a person that would ask me that, the person would ask me that question. They weren't a person like me. They didn't have the guts. They didn't have the drive. They didn't have the enthusiasm. They didn't have the belief. They didn't have the vision. And you're going to qualify me? No, you're not. And I want you to understand that right now, wherever you're sitting, maybe you've been testing the idea that, God has put on your heart and you know what you're meant to do. And you just don't have people in your life, in your world who have done those things. That's why it's so important to get yourself in community with people, your own ambition level and above. That's why it's important to have a mentor who can see things that you haven't seen, who has done things that you haven't done, and who can show you tons of examples of other women who have equally created that level of results for themselves. And if you don't know anything about that, you need to learn all about that, because it's the truth. The truth is, you don't need another certification. You don't need another degree. Okay. And you don't need anyone else's external validation in order for you to move. What you need is the structure, the strategy, and the belief in how to value already what you carry, what you hold, what you have, okay, what you've already done. Are we clear? All right. And if you are ready to package and position your $20,000 or more offer, I want to say this to you. Okay. You got to decide that you're going to walk in your authority. Okay. This is a message for that person, not the person like, oh yeah, maybe. No. You walk in your authority. You say yes, and then you figure it out. And if you're that person, you're highly actionable, you're a go-getter, and you're the kind of person that will make it happen, I want to invite you to schedule a 30-minute private strategy consult with me. And I'll help you figure out, and I'll show you what you don't see, what the opportunity looks like for your $20,000 offer. And if you think I'm kidding you, I promise you, okay, I promise you I'm not. The reality is that there is a layer of opportunity, a layer of money around you that likely you do not see. And it's really important in this season for you to trust yourself. You don't have to rely on a job, and you don't have to rely on any other person in order for you to be able to get to that next level. I talk to people all the time who they're like, Mia, I just want to hit six figures in my business, their first six figures in their business. And I'm like, you can do this. You can do it in a year. You can do it in a month. You can do it in a day. But you've got to have that offer. And if you want to know how to charge $20,000 or more, you need to work with or learn from someone who has done that, not only for themselves, but ideally that they can show you tons of examples. We have hundreds of examples of clients who have been able to go from no package, no offer, no idea of how they were going to take their knowledge and put it in a structure that was highly valuable. And as a result of consulting with me and meeting the other giants inside of my community, it unlocked for them many things. I want to say this. I'm going to provide a link for you guys that I think will absolutely support those of you who are looking for that. One second. Let me grab the link. Okay. All right, let me post this link here in the chat. And now's your time to grab it, okay? One second, okay. You should be able to see a link here. And if you are serious about packaging your knowledge and wanting to figure out for yourself what that can look like, now is the time for you to schedule a consultation. I don't know what the availability looks like for this week, because tomorrow's like the last day for this week, but get yourself in, and only if you're serious. And I'll say this to you. The one thing that I have no regrets about is that 20 years ago, what I'm suggesting that you do, I did. I didn't know how to package what I wanted to do into a high value product. And I didn't try to figure those things out myself. I decided to get around individuals who were already packaging what they did at a very high level, and it changed my life. For the last 20 years, I've always worked from the comfort of my home, like literally. It's amazing, okay? And it was a dream for me. I didn't know anyone. My parents never worked from the comfort of their home. I didn't have friends that worked from the comfort of their home. And this is before it was a term. I've worked from my home for the last 20 plus years. I've made multiple millions of dollars as a result of packaging and selling what I know as a coach and a consultant. As I've had the opportunity to do Emmy-nominated, nationally syndicated media as the mom strategist. I've done corporate and strategic partnerships over and over again with large Fortune 100 and 500 brands, just making the decision to get started. And yes, I started packaging initially a soft skill, and I eventually incorporated my hard skill. So I want you to know that there is opportunity for you, okay? But it won't happen if you just stay still. It'll only happen if you decide, right? You make a decision. Like, you don't have to have all the answers. Just get around people that have more answers than you do. Get around people who you can stand on their shoulders and you can see a lot taller because of what they've been able to create. I want to open the floor really quickly for those of you who might have questions or comments. And if there are not any, then I'll sign off. But again, I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I've been talking today, for those of you who just joined, about the 3 shifts that every high achieving woman needs to make if she wants to hit $20,000 or more. And what I covered were these 3 things. Number 1, stop selling time and start selling transformation. The market is not saturated. There are people who want results right now. And if you have an ability to change somebody's life with what you know, that's what they want from you. They're not interested in a course, a generic course. They're not interested in just information. You can just use ChatGPT to get that. They want to know, like, how did you do the thing that you do so well? And it's going to require you to own what I call your bigness, the thing that is really great about you, the reason that people are asking you over and over again that question, how did you ... That is the thing to package. Number 2, move from expertise to packaging. The truth of the matter is, it's not just so many people want to tell you what they know. Nobody cares. Okay. Package what you know. Create a systematic process around what it looks like. And I'd love to show you how to do that strategically so that it has the greatest level of value and impact for the people that want what you have. You may be listening to me right now and say, me, I've already packaged, but what I'm doing, but nobody's buying. I can promise you this. I see it all the time. There are people who come to me, they're already packaged, but because of them being so close to their giftedness, they're not packaging the right thing. Okay. And therefore, they're packaging a watered down version of the skills, the talents, and the results they can create. I promise you that getting in front of the right type of mentorship can really help you see for yourself what it is that you do that's significant. And I love to support you around that. Number 3, step into authority and not just skill. And I'll talk about that for a second. I had someone years ago that said to me, Mia, I'd love to work with you, but I'm also talking to this other coach. And she said, but that coach costs a lot less than yours. The investment's a lot less. And I said, well, if that coach does what I do, you should work with them. I'm never competing on price. Don't matter. I'm never competing on content. I might come live today. I might go live tomorrow. I might not go live again for another 30 days. I'm not competing on that. Clients work with me because of the results. They come to me because I'm an authority for high achieving women who want to know how to package their skills and expertise right the first time. They want to know how to price properly. They want to know how to market and position themselves. They want to know how to sell at least 30% initially of their audience or more. They want to understand how to charge high ticket for what they do. That's my authority. And I work with women who already are great at many things, but they also understand that they need support and what they're not great at. And I think that's just a tremendous thing. Step into your authority, not just skill. I'm not a coach, just a coach. Like, there are a million coaches out there that anybody can work with. But if you're looking for someone that's specialized, who's proven, who's coached thousands of women, who've created amazing results, if you're looking to work with someone with testimonials that run on by the hundreds, for sure, that you can see, that's tangible, you can touch. If you're looking to be in community with women, your own ambition level and above, that's what I do. Okay. So when you think about it for yourself, you're packaging your authority. What is it that you know how to do that you know how to do? And you don't have to do it the way that everybody else does it. It doesn't matter to me how everybody else does it. This is what I do. Okay. So that's important. And I hope that has supported you in some way. If you've gotten value here, I would love to see a heart or a like, depending on what platform you're on. If you have any comments, this is your last chance. Ahas, takeaways. Did this support you or did this support you? I already know it did. And if it shook your shoulders in some way and it made you stand a little bit taller as a result of what you heard, then I have done my job. My goal is to support high achieving women who want to get off of maybe I should do this too. I gotta do this. Or you gotta do this. Okay. There are people right now who are waiting on you. There's a calling that's on your life. Okay. Your answers. Okay. Your life experience. And it doesn't happen because you're scrolling or watching one other reel after reel. You got to make a decision and say yes, and then figure it out. I did post the link in the comment section. So see below if you are interested in booking a 30-minute call with us to learn how can you take your expertise and package it into your 20K or more offer. All right. That's it for me. I think there was a comment or two. Let me see here. I just caught the ending, but you were very inspiring. I'm so grateful that you're here. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can post those here. I'm happy to answer any question that you might have around what I've just talked about today. But, my motivation is that I want women to know this is easier than you think. Okay. This is not like a club that you cannot get in. And unfortunately, women, and a lot of times women of color, they haven't been taught how to package what they do based on leverage. We're so used to selling ourselves, selling our knowledge, trading time for dollars, but it's so much bigger than that. All right. And I want you to know that My wish for you is great and incredible success. And if this has supported you in some way, share, be a great friend, and share it with someone that you love. I'll talk to you soon. I hope you guys have a great and an amazing night.